former Lagos State Governor Çº1Ś Tinubu has called on governments in Nigeria to fence unused public land and convert it to grazing areas or ranches where herdsmen can raise their animals. Tinubu, who is a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, said governments should charge nominal fees for using the facilities when they are ready to make livestock farmers stay in such confined places rather than grazing their animals everywhere. He said fees and water should be provided for them. Tinubu, who is believed to be seeking to contest the 2023 presidential election, said this in a statement on Saturday. According to him, open grazing is no longer tenable, and he suggested that herdsmen should be assisted to transit to modern method of doing their business to increase their profits and to boost food production in the country. If followed, Tinubu said the suggestion would also address the problem of killing and destruction of property, which had been on the increase in the recent times. He said unoccupied public land can be fenced into grazing areas or ranches and leased to herders on a very low-cost, nominal basis. The leasing is not intended to penalize herders. Rather, the normal fee is intended to ensure the herders are invested in the project and incentivized by reason of their investment to use the land provided. This aspect will also mitigate any resentment over herders being given land for free. Government, in turn, being a responsible lessor, must help the supplemental feed and water in these areas. This will enable herders to better maintain and care for their livestock, thus enhancing their incomes. Herders can augment income by becoming suppliers to the leather goods industry. Additionally, herders can also develop a more symbiotic relationship with farmers by, for example, trading animal compost to the farmer in exchange for animal feed. The former Lagos State Governor also suggested that government should assist farmers by providing subvention to acquire fertilizer, irrigation equipment and machinery. He also advocated creation of commodity boards to guarantee minimum prices for importer crops. Assist farmers increase productivity by supporting or providing subvention for their acquisition of fertilizer, equipment and machinery, and also by establishing commodity boards to guarantee minimum prices for important crops. In the medium to long run, resources must be dedicated to establishing better irrigation and water catchment system to further improve farm productivity and mitigate the dire impact of food and drought cycles brought about by extreme climatic conditions, he added. Tinubu also said government should establish a permanent panel in each state as a forum for farmers, herders, security officials and senior state officials to discuss their concerns, mitigate contention and identify trouble and douse it before it erupts. The APC chieftain also restated the call for creation of state police. He said this will assist in solving the problem of growing insecurity in the country. This aside, he called for payments of compensation to farmers who have suffered losses and herders who had lost their animals as well. He said both innocent and law-abiding farmer and herder need to be recompensed for the losses they have suffered. Both need further assistance to break the current cycle of violence and poverty. In short, the continued progressive reform of many of our rural socio-economical relationship is called for. Based on these strategic observations, I recommend the federal government convene a meeting of state governors, senior security officials, herder and farmer representatives, along with traditional rulers and religious leaders. The purpose of this meeting would be to hammer out a set of working principles to resolve the crisis. After this meeting, governors of each state should convene follow-up meetings in their states to refine and add flesh to the universal principles by adjusting them to the particular circumstances of their states. In addition to religious and traditional leaders and local farmers and herders representatives, this meeting shall include the state-based security minds along with experts in agriculture, livestock and farming, land use and water management, Yes, matter management to draw specific plans for their states. Okay. Well, all of these things that Tinubu has said, that is the ideal thing. For a government that is serious, they ought to have put all of these things into consideration. But the party he belongs to does not really believe in this. The leadership of that party, they ought to have, done all these things. Just like he said that they need to really look into things before problem begins to escalate or begins to erupt at the beginning. But like I said, anytime he wants to talk, he will always come out and give a long thesis and all of that. He has given them advice on what to do. But the issue is that when you begin to pamper people, like now, he did not mention that why is it that the Herdsmen are always carrying gun? Are they supposed to do that? Because we always see it as if two children playing, they are just trying, they are playing, and all of a sudden they started fighting. No, that is not the case here. This is a deliberate act by the Herdsmen. Of course, you might not want to say that, but when you try to, people say, oh, they will say it's for peace. But people who are committing this atrocity, they are still killing people. Have you ever seen that a farmer will just go and will leave his farm and be chasing after Herdsmen? No, it is Herdsmen that always come, which we know. But did you advise the government to tell the Herdsmen not to be carrying gun? What are they carrying gun for? You are coming to somebody's farm and you are carrying gun. What does that say? One. So that is the hypocrisy we are talking about. They will say, oh, try to be diplomatic. But when people are stealing money, when people are taking other people's lives, they are not diplomatic. But it's when it's for you to to make sure that things are being done appropriately or things are being said appropriately so that people themselves, they will know that yes, you are hitting the nail on the head. That area of this Herdsmen carrying guns is where we have problem. But all of those whatever the advice is given, it now depends whether the people are going to just take it or not, because people said they don't even want them. This is people always talk about Herdsmen or rearing cows. It's a personal business, just like he said the herders will make more money based on some of the advice he gave, that they will make more money. It is their own personal decision. Who is going to be providing that? Why is it that these people cannot? It's your business. You want to be a tailor now. Is the government that wants to go and rent shop for you? Know what you want to do. You know that you are going to get a place. You are going to get your equipment to be able to function well as a tailor or as a carpenter. So why is it that this one is not different? Are they the only people who are into food items? So why is it that people are not just misbehaving all over the place? So this your advice is not complete. Just like I said, you have said what you needed to see. It now depends whether people are going to agree to that. It's a different thing altogether. Well, Tinubu, Ewi, okay, are the cattle for the state government? This man, be careful. I don't know, it's a personal business. This old man should keep quiet before thunder will strike him. Does it mean that these herders cannot buy land on their own? You are still searching for their cows as to know if one can agree that there is Herdsmen crisis in Nigeria. In the past, we were meant to see their cow as to know if Herdsmen can kill farmers or rape women. I don't know those areas. That's why I say you did not mention that area. The atrocity they are committing, you did not say they should be arrested. You are talking about the genuine ones, the innocent ones. What about the ones that are not innocent? Especially the Herdsmen that are not innocent. So what is supposed to be done to them? That's why these people, they will never change. He should volunteer his own house or any other unused land that he has for ranches by saying rubbish because of his own selfish interest. Yeah, people. I used to respect Tinubu before this wicked suggestion, but now I can see that he's slave to the Fulani. Who are the owners of the cattle, herders or businessmen? I don't know. Is the population of Nigeria less than those of cows? Why planning ranches for cows when fellow citizens are languishing and being left permanently in IDP camp? Your ambition is gone already. God forbid a sellout who will willingly sell us to Fulani expansionists. We don't want that. Tinubu, you don't even know what you are talking about. You are talking rubbish. Right, allow them to go to Sambisa. The state government should provide ranches for their indigenous only and not allow any Fulani there, because sooner or later they will claim the ownership. And by the way, did the government provide shops for our pharmaceutical shop? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Because you are not solving any problem. Let them go and do whatever they want to do, anybody that wants to sell land to them, but not you compelling the government to do what they are not supposed to do.